Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela with another edition of Notes on the Newsfeed, where I read to you headlines and my opinion of the headline, or what comes up for me when I hear the headline, whether I have read the entire article or just skimmed the article. Maybe I've just read the paragraph after the headline, or maybe I just read the headline. But if you want to read the whole article, we can you can read the article, but it's just my thoughts real quick. It ain't nothing, no in-depth analysis. Okay, Kellyanne, and we got to jump right in because the news feed just keep on pumping stuff out. Kellyanne Conway gets a high White House salary, but she made a ton of money before joining Trump. Here's how she made and spends her $39 million fortune. Emma Stone says male co-stars have taken pay cuts so she could get equal pay. Now, this is the second story that I've heard of white male co-stars taking pay cuts so that their white female co-stars could get equal pay. Have y'all heard of any white stars taking pay cuts so that their black co-stars could get equal pay? I mean, I'm just wondering, or anything, I'm curious. Inquiring minds want to know. I got questions. A potent symbol of domestic terror, the noose, has made a comeback. And I think I heard of something here not here in Michigan, but I think I heard of something in Michigan where somebody put a noose on a woman's desk. They made it with like a paper clip or something. And then, I was telling y'all the other day about the story I read about the guy who worked for a butcher or delivery company in Brooklyn, and somebody gave him a noose and told him if he was depressed he could use it and they could help him. So, and I think I might have heard that there was a noose that was placed at the Smithsonian Museum of African American History. So I didn't read the article, but yeah, I mean, I know when the guy was talking about the man gave, it's like in what context do you give a noose that's not a threat, especially to a black person, Massive Oakland fire engulfs 3 blocks of empty flats. 3 blocks of empty flats, okay. No people passed in the fire, so I guess I'm sorry for whoever lost their property. I guess I don't really know. Republican officials in Missouri slash minimum wage to $7.70 an hour. 12 popular African YouTube personalities that have many subscribers. I don't know who any of them are. I don't know. Maybe I do know and I don't even realize. So I want to look at that list to see if I'm following anybody and if any of them are English speakers, because I want to know. Trump reportedly can't get a hotel room in Hamburg for the G20 summit. Now, this came across my newsfeed last night, so I'm assuming that what did he do? Sleep in D.C. and then how long does it take to fly from D.C. to Germany? Did he just fly in the morning? Don't worry about sleeping there. Fly out at night. But also, it's like, I guess it seems like their administrative situation is not. They don't seem very well organized. And the bureaucrats, I guess, that have worked in the White House for 10, 20, 15, 35 years, who do this stuff, administration in and administration out, year in and year out, who make sure the stuff is situated. I don't know if it seems like some of those people are no longer employed, or because they have a system for a lot of the stuff that happens in the White House is systemic. It's on a routine. The president don't have to tell it's too many things for the president to be micromanaging. Those systems operate, have basically been operating. Overwatch debuts its 4th new hero, Doomfist, which meant absolutely nothing to me, but I did read the pictures, and the people, or one of the people, looked colored brown. That's why I don't know nothing about Doomfist and Overwatch. Y'all know about them. It was a cartoon type character. There's a hidden poverty lurking in American suburbs. Berlin attacker jailed for kicking woman down station stairs. I don't know if the way that the story ran, from what I could see, it was like just unprovoked. He's sorry, just kicked her. I don't know if he thought it was fun. Maybe there's some history or some context we don't know about. Because who go around kicking people downstairs? I mean, just people you don't know? Who do that? German police use water cannons and pepper spray to disperse G20 protesters. I've heard of the G20 many a times before, and I had heard that they were importing more police. They didn't feel that they had enough police at the G20. I heard people were protesting. But y'all, I just have to be honest, I don't know what the G20 is. I think it's like 20 countries. Are they like 20 imperialistic countries? I think they're like 20 of the most, more powerful white, European type oriented countries, but I don't know. I need to Google G20, because who's protesting and why? And I figure the people protesting are probably people similar to me, because they water cannoning them and pepper spraying them. So, it's probably people protesting for justice. That's just my guess by how they treat them. But I don't know. 19 attorneys are suing Betsy DeVos for suspending rules intended to protect students. Y'all, she's the head of education for the nation. What's her education secretary? And the people are suing her for not protecting students. If she's not here to protect students, then what is she here for? I mean, surely President Zero wouldn't put someone in place who wasn't, there to do the job that the job is there for. I mean, I'm just so confused. The reason you're so tired after work has hardly anything to do with your actual job. I think that when I skimmed the article, it's talking about mental fatigue, how being at these jobs just sometimes it make you tired and it wears you out emotionally, so that by the time you get home, you just woe out and you just feel tired. Lawsuit. Texas real estate firm targeted black neighborhoods, swindled prospective home buyers into land contracts. Y'all know what a land contract is, which I think is interesting, because that's kind of like a rent to buy type situation. And as I've been watching all of these reviews of the Real Housewives of Potomac, I've heard different people kind of give their input on this woman who's supposed to be so wealthy and so well established, renting to own a home. What's the child's name? Is it Karen? The Hugers. So usually, in my experience and from what I can gather, people who are renting to own, that's usually like a hustle that's targeted toward low income and or ignorant people. So that's why I was kind of surprised to hear that woman was renting to own. That's like a land contract type situation. So this right here, Texas real estate firm, I'm not sure what's going on, but it's been interesting to me to hear, because I've mostly listened to black YouTubers give their reviews, how people, I think our education and our understanding about things financial still leaves a lot to be desired and explored. I think it still makes us very vulnerable to being targeted to this kind of stuff, people taking advantage of us. Ava DuVernay's Central Park 5 series is headed to Netflix. Now, y'all know that President Zero took out the Central Park 5. Are these the children who were accused? I was living in New York at that time. A woman got raped in the park, and they put in some children, some boys. They were like 15. They were like less than 20, but I feel like they were like 15, 16. And they pulled them in, and that's when the expression wilding out, I think they said they were wilding out in the park, and that's why they raped a woman, and she was jogging at like 5 in the morning or 2 in the, it wasn't like daylight, but still, just because it's nighttime don't mean somebody should rape you. But I don't really go out, because I'd be too nervous, or I don't know what might happen. But anyway, they accused these children of raping this woman, and then I think that President Zero isn't this the group of people that he took an ad out saying that they should be given the death penalty, and then even after the word came out and they were exonerated via DNA evidence, was it DNA evidence or something else came out saying that they were not guilty of this crime of raping this woman or of being black and wilding out. But President Zero, who wasn't president at the time, was like, they should still be executed. And even during the campaign season, it came up again. And he maintained his position that, you know, they should be executed, whether they did the crime or not. Isn't it enough of a criminal endeavor just to be black and male and young? I mean, kill them all, as far as he's concerned. So Ava DuVernay is doing a series on this. That's what I believe. A GitHub programmer turned down a severance check so that she could speak out about her frustrating experience. So I believe that this woman, so the severance check, if she had taken the severance check, it would have come along with the stipulation that a gag order. She can't talk about her experience there. So she like, no, I'm not taking the severance check, which is sometimes a month's worth of pay, 6 months worth of pay, 2 years worth of pay. I don't know what her type of situation is, but the greater your income is, usually the greater your severance pay is. Because y'all know poor people, they just be like, bye, you don't even get $2 when they fire you. But and this person, I think, was a transsexual, maybe. I don't remember. But I think it was a white woman, but I think that she might have been born, or when she was born, we might have thought she was male, or, you know, I'm not, but she want to talk about her experience. So she like, I don't need the money. I'm a rich, or I'm, you know, I need to talk about what happened. So I thought that was interesting. Mexico violence, 28 dead in prison fight in Acapulco. I'm still just fascinated by the whole prison thing. I'm like, are they enslaving people in Mexico? Is that, you know, who are the people in jail in Acapulco? Are they us? You know, what's the story in other countries as well? And we're hearing a lot about these prison riots going on, not just in this country, but throughout the world. And maybe they're not riots. Maybe they're rebellions. Maybe it's people who are fighting for freedom and for justice and for basic human rights. 0 voter turnout in 3 SAG-AFTRA local elections. Now, again, SAG-AFTRA is a union of people who are in entertainment, and they've been having elections. But I think one of the states where there was 0 people who turned out to vote was Michigan. And I think also all of the people who were running unopposed. I just thought that was interesting. And that's what I got. That's another episode of Notes on the Newsfeed. And I think I'm going to have a quick minute now to shoot the Twitter link into my comments. So you can go and you can read all of these articles yourself and directly and research these issues. And what do you think about all of this stuff? Are you well versed in this? Am I giving is anything I'm saying just wrong and crazy and just totally off target? Because y'all know I'm wrong and crazy and totally off target. So it's liable. Who knows what I'm liable to say. But that's what I got, Fabulites. Thank you for clicking and sticking around for this episode of Notes on the Newsfeed. Have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And also, always remember to be you, be fabulous you. Because today is what? The best day ever. And you're the greatest.